for being there. Yes.
All right. You mind if I start bringing some people on and we can start the questions going in a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll give them a little sneak peek. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. We're going to get started with the question and answers with our breeder shortly here. Just giving everyone a chance to log in and join the call. We do have a chat feature and you'll be able to use that chat if you have any questions. So once we get started, you can write in your questions and we'll get those answered as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have these two Doberman pinscher puppies on camera all night for you. And we'll talk about the parents and weights and socialization, all that good stuff.
I think that's right.
Thanks for joining, everyone. We'll be showing some Doberman pinscher puppies for this PawradeLive. We'll get you all the details, and you guys are welcome to write in the chat any questions that you have. We'll get all those answers for you tonight. All right, just one more minute here, Mallory, and we'll get started.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
All right, I think we're good to go. Can you hear me, Mallory?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. All right. Well, I'll do a little introduction and then I'll let you take it away.
Okay.
But Mallory's worked with us for a while. She has Doberman Pinschers. They are a Doberman family from top to bottom. So Mallory, why don't you give us a little insight about your experience as a breeder and how many years you've been doing this, and talk to us about your Dobermans and what makes them such a special breed.
Okay. We have been breeding Dobermans since 2017. And the main reason is because we love the breed so much. But it's hard to find good breeders. It's hard to find good dogs. Their life expectancy has just dropped tremendously, and we want to find the best of the best bloodlines, genetics, and breed that. Because I just can't imagine losing a dog at 5 years old. After, raising it, their life expectancy should be so much longer than that. We currently have 8 Doberman, and
Mhm.
our oldest is 12. We actually have two 12-year-olds, a male and a female, and they're family. And we have imported, the father of these two puppies are from Ukraine. They, in other countries, you don't they're not allowed to actually breed their dogs unless they place within the top four of certain categories, not only their dispositions and joint testing, but as far as agility and regular obedience. So, it's a little higher standards in some countries. Um, and that's what they're from. Their mother is also a Ukrainian bloodline, and her father is Gato. He's a championship Doberman as well from Ukraine. Um, these girls, they are, they're thicker. Um, they're big boned, but they're going to be taller Dobermans. Some of your other, like your Russian lines and even some of the Serbian lines, they're not as tall, but they're bigger boned, where the Ukraine build is a little more, their physique is a little more like cat-like. They're taller and more lean. And
Hmm.
that's what, we have put a lot into our breeding program. Because again, like I said, they're our family and we want them to be around a long time. We have 68 acres that we live on. We have a pond, horses, goats, or ducks. Our Dobermans like to swim. Um, so it's not uncommon for them to be in the pond. Um, and they're,
Hmm.
we're all the time riding. They're on something, they're not car sick puppies. They're used to riding, whether it's, ATVs or in the car. They're always
Hmm.
on the go. We have several children, um, and we have 5 kids of our own. The youngest are 5 and 6, and then we have a neighborhood. So we have, they're they come pre-spoiled.
Yes, clearly, as we can see there. Now, can you, yeah, since you were talking a little bit about the parents and even some of the sizes, can you chat a little bit about their weights
Hmm.
of the parents and then maybe what you'd expect the weights to be with these two girls?
Okay. Luna, she is, she's more of the smaller. She weighs about 68 pounds. And I don't know if they have photos of them, um, or if they've seen those, but the father is Atlas is 70, 79 pounds. He's extremely tall and very lean.
Hmm, okay. So I guess a good estimate for these puppies might be in that 70 to 80 range, give or take.
They're definitely going to be 70 to 80s. Yeah.
Okay.
And, we this is our third time to breed this. And I have wanted to, because I do have another male that I have wanted to breed with Luna. But this litter comes by request. This is our third breeding, and we have some puppies that, are 3 years old, um, that are, full siblings and litter mates to these. And we have requests for this line. And some of those males are, we have one that's 106 pounds, just over in Memphis. So I mean, these two parents throw absolutely beautiful puppies.
Wow. Now, they have champion bloodlines. Can you go into that detail, even just a little bit, and what that means? And also, along that, you had told me they do the embark testing. So, can you talk a little bit about the champion bloodlines and what the embark testing does to guarantee just really good, clean DNA and good health?
Okay, so as far as the embark testing, that test it tests for a variety, over 280 genetic predispositions. However, They actually do like breed specific testing. So like for Dobermans, a common thing is wobblers. And it's vestibular issues, and it's, you know, it affects their neurological systems. A lot of them will have spinal strokes. All of those have been, you know, clean, come back on all of ours. Dobermans, they test for von Willingham, which is where they don't have the ability to clot. It's like a hemophiliac in a human. It's where I mean, a simple surgery or accident could, your dog could bleed to death. So, you know, all of that has been tested for. Um, Dilated cardiomyopathy, that's probably the number one killer in Dobermans in America. And it's just our breeders are not doing enough research on their lines, and testing. And, you know, is it a variant? It could be a variant, but you need to have those halters worn, and you need to have the cardiologist, you know, check for, actually do an echo. Um, it's come
Hmm.
Technology's come a long way, but it's all boils down to your standards and knowing your genetics and what can be bred to what. And we look at certain diseases, and you know, we're almost inbreeding to breed out things, but it's causing an overall harm.
Mm. Well, your knowledge and passion certainly shines through, and um, yeah, Dobermans are such a special breed, and we appreciate what you're doing just to keep that standard as high as possible. The
And as
puppies are
far as,
absolute. Oh,
thank
sorry. No,
you.
go ahead. Go ahead.
They are. And Dobermans, I can't say enough about, you know, the breed themselves. It's just they're, I mean, we've owned, you know, labs and other things growing up. Females, females are absolutely my favorite. I call them, you know, my girls or my ride or dies.
Hmm.
They have just a natural maternal, and their nicknames, Dobermans are Velcro dogs. They're stuck to you. They love everyone. They're family oriented dogs. Their bond is just like no other. You know, my husband has his own, and you know, he's just like, they're all so different, but we love them. And this is, you know, coming from a man who's never owned a dog before in his life until he married me.
That's funny. Thanks for sharing. Well, clearly they're raised in the home environment, and you have one of your sons there. Can you give us a just an overview of the socialization that they get in their home? You can talk about the age ranges of your kids and what else they get to do while you're raising them.
Okay. So like I said, they are toted around from 2 weeks. You know, we start weaning Dobermans at 3.5 weeks, because they are fast developing dogs. And by 4 weeks, you know, they're not with mom. She's done with them, as far as the nursing thing. So they are loved and toted and carried around. Um, and we go to the vet. You know, they actually have their tails done at 3 days old, and their dew claws. We remove all the dew claws. It's like that little thumb claw that some have on the front. We remove those at 3 days old, just because there's no bone there and it's cartilage. It can cause injury later. You know,
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of that, as you know, some breeders do it, some don't. Not that huge of a deal, but I've had some that, actually one of my older dogs just getting in the car tore his, and it was very painful. So we just chose to remove all of those, but they're back and forth. Like I said, we have horses and um ducks, and we have other neighbor dogs along with all of ours, but they're my kids are rewarded with fireworks. So fireworks are not, you know, anything new to these puppies. They can be snoozing while, you know, we shoot fireworks every weekend, or that they're not skittish pups. Um, they know what doorbells are. Like I said, they're great car riders. We ride the ATVs with them. They are when they're young, they're hauled around in wagons.
Hmm.
They do get to go out, they're outside. We have a covered playpen and then like a a bigger outdoor pen. So they
Great.
definitely love the sunshine.
Yes, seems like they get a lot of different sights and sounds. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Great. And do you do any sort of crate training or potty training to get them started before they go to their forever homes?
So typically once like one of our puppies that's here has been sold, um she she has her on like pet taxi, and it's a pet taxi that she'll actually be traveling in. So, depending on how they're going, if they're going by ground, we try to start crate training. And it's mainly at night, just learning that kind of thing. Um, but as far as my ones that go by air, the crates are a little darker, so we try to get them used to that. That way it's not so traumatic being in that airplane. So instead of getting a regular wire crate at night, they actually learn to sleep in their pet taxis just so that they can be comfortable before they go home. And we don't do a lot of like puppy paw or puppy pads. They eat, and 15, 20 minutes later we go outside and potty. Um, and that's typically how long that takes, for their bowels to start moving. And then we try and let them out again, but at this age from 10:30 at night until 6 the next morning, they're pretty good. We're not having accidents overnight. Can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mallory. I was
It's okay.
talking, but I was muted. So
It's
that's not
okay.
going to work. I had asked, could you actually move a little bit closer and get some close-ups on those faces?
Yes.
We're getting some comments on our social media how cute they are. They really are. Now you have those kind of those collars on them. Do you also do a little bit of leash training, or is that more for the new owner and the new family to do?
So we actually we don't do as much leash right now because I actually do just tote them literally on my hip, um, like
Hmm.
baby. And I know you too. And but we do have puppy training collars. We use a beep, you know. So if they're chewing on furniture that they shouldn't be, then they get a beep and told no. So that's just kind of our reinforcement as far as, learning behaviors, things that are accepted and are not, sorry, things that are accepted and not accepted. But no, we really don't start leash training until around 18 weeks, and then
Hmm.
we do. Hmm.
Okay.
And there's actually training collars that, we send in their information packets that they get when they purchase the puppies on pictures of collars that we recommend. And they just make it super, super easy.
Sure. Hey, we had
And
a question. Oh, I'm sorry. No,
go
finish
ahead.
your thought. Go ahead.
They, I will just say, if your Doberman is not house trained and crate trained by 5 months old, you're doing something wrong. They're the easiest dogs to house train. Um, our big ones, they'll just, I mean, we can be watching a movie and at times our 12-year-old, she's like, I've had enough. She'll just get up and go to her crate. But they are all they're such fast learners. Dobermans are so easy to please. They're eager. You know, they want that attention. They want that good praise.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Good input. The question that someone had brought up, they were asking if these are good hiking dogs. I know you mentioned you have a lot of acreage out where you're at. You also have a beautiful kind of pond in the back, and they like to swim, so they're definitely outdoorsy.
Oh yeah.
At your place, yeah. So are they good hikers, good walkers?
Oh yes, for sure. For sure. We have dogs in every state other than Hawaii, and that they are active dogs. They love they love the outdoors. Um, you know, and they're just like I said, they're so obedient. They're more protected. Like we've had, you know, some of our dogs like come up and kind of hit us, bump us, and we're like, what is that? You know, and haven't seen a snake that they saw, you know, and they kind of get on that and distract you from they get you away from it. I can't tell you how many times that's happened here at my own house with me
Hmm,
and our kids, you know, stopping us from stepping on something a snake was.
sure,
But yeah, we have hunting land and all of that. So they are always, always back and
sure.
forth. Mm-hmm.
Now, on that thought, you said they're going to be, 70 to 80 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Dobermans are a larger breed. And since they're used to being outside so much with you, what's the expectation that someone should have to own a Doberman when it comes to exercise? Do they need at least a 30-minute walk or an hour walk a day? What would you recommend?
You know, they need to exercise. They need to be able to run. You know, fenced in yards are great. That can, you know, get them their exercise. Um, but again, the Velcro dog, it's just they want to be beside you. If you're inside, then they want to be inside. They want to play. Um, one of my clients sent me a photo the other day and she had a remote control bone. And she said, this has been our lifesaver with the rain because we haven't been able to go outside as much. And, you know, him play, she was like, so right now we are loving this bone. Um, but
I'll
yeah,
have to take a note of that one. I have not heard of a remote
I
control
know
bone.
it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So, yeah, but I mean, I would say at least 30 minutes a day of, you know, just whether it's fetch, because they do love that. Um, they love playing fetch. They love being outside, and like I said, they're
Hmm.
great. They're
Yeah, no, I love it. Now, Dobermans are like a short-haired breed. Do you recommend bathing, every other month or brushing with a specific type of brush, anything like that?
No, no, they do not. Dobermans have um they have so like they are short haired. We bathe out, I mean our puppies, of course, because you know, if there's a mud puddle, we're getting in it. At this point. So these puppies get bathed once a week and um they don't mind the water. Oh, see if I can show you. They don't mind getting their baths. They have a little We have a little bath area. So they don't mind at all getting washed up. And again, we don't brush. They really don't shed a lot. Um, and I mean, once a week, I think you're great as far as that goes. But you don't have to take them to a groomer by any means.
Right. Yeah, and thanks for throwing that comment in about low shedders. I know
Yeah.
that's a frequently asked question, and that's good to
Yeah.
know.
Come here.
We've had some people kind of come and go, and it looked like we had some new guests. So I just wanted to cover some of the basics that we've chatted about so far. These are 9-week-old Doberman Pinscher puppies. Their nicknames on our website are Philippa and Perla. You are more than welcome to change their names if you were to adopt one and bring one home. That's just what we've come up with for them for now. Mallory, the breeder, is based in northern Mississippi. The nearest major city would be like Memphis. So, kind of give you a geographic frame of mind of where she's at in case you wanted to do a local pickup. We absolutely
Mhm.
welcome those. I know Mallory always loves to meet the new families. We also have nationwide delivery. So the puppies can either be driven to your home or we can go through the airports and get them safely to your nearest airport for pickup there. So that's kind of some of the process, and you guys can always call us or you can click Ask About Me on one of their profile pages on our website, and we'll get you in contact with one of our team members. And if you want to reconnect with Mallory and ask some more questions, you can do that. So that's kind of how our process works with the adoptions. So, oh man, I think your boys have kind of the dream life: fireworks on the
Oh,
weekends
honey.
and puppies every day. I'm
I
jealous.
know.
Now, how big are the puppies right now?
Uh, sorry. They are around 14 pounds right now, 13 and 14 pounds.
Okay.
Hmm.
And they'll get to their full weight at about what age?
Actually, Dobermans really don't stop growing until they're 2. Um, they're gonna, they can still gain weight. We just say that they really don't actually mature until around 2 years old. At 18 months, they're gonna be probably about as tall as they're gonna be. Then that's when the broadness comes out. Um, and they'll just start filling out. They grow extremely fast. So they are clumsy, for a little while. They, um, you know, don't, don't talk. They, you know, they grow really fast, really tall, and you can just see these big feet. Like, I mean, those
Hmm.
are some huge paws for a 9-week-old puppy. Um, and even though the mother's smaller, I just don't know of any puppies that she has produced that haven't been at least, 70 pounds. Um,
Right.
and I mean, those are just some massive paws.
Yeah. They got to grow into those sooner or later.
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
They do.
Now they've been so well behaved and quiet. Are they
Oh,
typically a quiet breed? Are they good watchdogs or alert dogs? What's their personality like that in the home?
as far as alertness, I mean, we always laugh. Our boys, they're like, the bigger carrier looking Dobermans, all of this, but they're the laziest. Our girls are our watchdogs. They're the alerts. They let us know when somebody pulls down the driveway, and it's a girl. And so they're vocal when, you know, um someone's coming down the driveway. They're definitely gonna be the alerters. They're gonna bark, they're gonna let you know what's that someone's coming, and that kind of tells our big boys to get up. Something's here. But yeah, and every now and then when we watch, like, if we're flipping through the channels and we're on what is it? I don't know. It's like some American Science, whatever. There's dogs on there barking. They'll like bark back to the TV. He's getting
Hmm.
sleepy. He's getting sleepy. Mhm. Bring her up here, Ridge. Hey, sleepy.
little technical difficulty.
Oh.